Hello and welcome back to the Never Miss a Monday podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Garcia, and I have someone incredibly special to introduce you to today, my dear, dear friend, Kristen Beckerdite. Kristen is a high school counselor and passionate advocate for students' well-being. With more than 20 years of experience in education, she currently serves her school district as a coordinator for an equity initiative, leading programs that support students' academic, emotional, and social development. She strives to make school a place where all students can thrive. Kristen believes that student success starts with strong communities. Her work is centered on empowering students, families, and staff to show up for one another and build a culture of care. Outside of work, she enjoys spending time with her husband and 2 children, camping, going to concerts, watching musicals, and lounging at the beach. But if you ever find her alone, she's probably sewing. Yes, she makes her own clothes, and I've worn them a lot on this show. If you watch on YouTube, welcome to the show, Kristen.
Thanks, Stacey.
I'm so happy to see you. I really, really am. This is
Oh,
such a treat
same.
for me to have you on the show. I mean, let's kind of go back in time to where we met, and I would love to hear if you have like a different story. I feel like we kind of talked about this not too long ago, but you know how people say like in friendships, like you have a friend for a reason, a season, or a lifetime? I feel
Mhm.
like you've been all 3 to me, and I think that that
Oh.
is, like, so special. So, I met you, when I transferred over to they call it SOSUS now, Sherman Oaks Center for Rich Studies.
See,
It was
yes.
CES. Yeah, CES. In the 6th grade, I didn't know anyone, and you were on my bus, and you introduced
Mhm.
yourself to me, and we became really fast friends. So you really helped smooth my transition of a new school, not knowing anybody. And you were just sweet and friendly and bubbly and just like, let's be friends. And it was just so easy. And
Yeah.
here we are 32, 3, 4 years later.
Yeah, a lifetime later.
Which is crazy because we're, like, only 30, so I don't know how that happened, but we are here so many years later, and we're still such close friends, and you will be till the day I die. I mean, it's kind
Yeah.
of like, so what are your memories from those times?
Yeah, definitely, a reason, a season, and a lifetime. I feel that a lot. I remember meeting you on the bus, and I think maybe because the year before I was new, and our school started at 4th grade. I came in at 5th, you came in at 6th. And even coming in as a 5th grader, I felt like there were already groups and cliques created.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
I remember being on the bus with Jonna, our
mhm.
friend, who also lived like near us
Yes.
relatively. And that's why we all took the same bus. But being like, oh, there's a new girl. Like, let's go meet her. Let's like bring her into our new kid crew. And then you were just kind of exciting in 6th grade. You had a lot of drama
I
with your
did?
locker. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You had drama with your locker because you shared it with someone that ended up being a mean girl.
Oh, tell me more.
You don't remember that?
Oh,
Oh my
did they
gosh.
have us share lockers?
No. We each had our own locker, but for some reason you shared your locker with this girl, and I do not remember her name. She didn't stay at our school a long time. But you had a problem with it and there was some drama. And I remember Jonna and myself like helping advocate for you to stand up for yourself and kick her out of your locker. She was like taking over too much space or something like that.
Wow, I
Isn't that funny? The
literally
things
blocked that out.
that was 6th grade Stace. That's a 6th grade Stacy core memory for me. But
That's so
besides
funny.
that,
Yeah.
like we loved New Kids on the Block together.
Yep.
Um, we were just like boy crazy 11-year-olds together and
Mhm.
yeah, loved the same music and it was all the things that kind of build preteen friendships.
And nothing has changed. We're
No, I
still
think
those
that's true.
we
Yeah.
saw New Kids on the Block in our adulthood. We
Very
go to
recently. Yeah.
musical theater together, like, we still have so much in common after all of these years. So that
Yeah.
that is I have a strange, like, I'm kind of seeing a face of who I may have shared my locker with, but I have no recollection of name or the
Yeah.
person. But
Yeah.
I do have a recollection of you and really Haven, actually, both of you really advocating for me in my teenage awkward years of like really standing up for myself and advocating for myself. And I never had a friend show me that lens before. And so I am so
Mm.
grateful for you. And I brought you on today specifically because we are talking about self care and mental wellness when it comes to the holiday season, but obviously
Mm.
above and beyond. And when I think about people I'm so close with that has nailed that, I always think of you. You do an amazing job with balance, with caring for yourself. And I kind of had this amazing witness to watching that because I do remember when you used to overextend yourself a little bit more, and I kinda remember
Mhm.
Matt, your husband, kind of saying like, "Kristen, it's okay to say no. It's okay, like, it doesn't do good things for yourself when you overextend," and I kinda remember having this conversation with Matt, and then I started slowly seeing you just not
Back up a
overextend
little.
it. Yeah, just back up a little, but you're protecting your peace. And that
Yeah.
was a really beautiful thing to witness. So, as the holidays approach, how does this time of the year affect you personally, emotionally, mentally, or energetically?
So I actually tend to get really sick every holiday season. So as a school counselor, I have the same schedule as the kids. So I'm off a whole week for Thanksgiving, 2 weeks
Mhm.
for Christmas, the holidays, and then I've got my week for spring break. Um, I usually like break down with the cold or the flu or like something hits me. And part of it is it's just that's like seasonal in our
Mhm.
society, right? But it's also because leading up to those holidays at school is so hectic. It's
Okay.
like, students have a ton of stress both at home and at school because of exams or like projects due. Usually that's when family time is really tense in our
Mm.
students' homes. I work with students who tend to have more vulnerable home situations, like a higher risk for ACEs, which is like kind of things in a person's life that contribute to higher increased risk of illnesses and disease and shorter lifespans. Um, that's a whole topic that I'd have
Yeah.
to really study more to tell you about. But
Mhm.
anyway, with all that, with working with that population of students, they come to school with a lot more going on at home.
Mhm.
So right before the holidays is like super stressful. There's an increase in like um, challenging behaviors with students
Mhm.
during that time because school is their stable space and
Mhm.
home is not. And they know they're
Right.
about to go home for an extended period of time in an unstable environment. So, with all of that
Mhm.
said, I put a lot on myself those weeks before a
Mhm.
holiday break
Mhm.
to create more stability for them. I am always planning
Mhm.
extra stuff. Like this last Friday, the two classes that I work with in the morning, I was like, okay, I'm bringing pumpkin pie and whipped cream, and we're doing hot cocoa. Like, we're doing all the things for the kids that day. We're going to have a special day.
Mhm.
And so it's the running around, the shopping for that, oh, shoot, I didn't bring a knife to cut the pie. Like, all of
Mhm.
that is a lot. And I know I put that on myself. And so by the time break comes, I'm like wiped out. Like I need to rest even more. So saying that I need to do that you've seen me do less, I don't know if that's true at work
No, I
because
guess not.
I'm there to serve other people. Um, and I want to serve them like above and beyond. It's just kind of how I operate at work. So gosh, I don't know. I do say no to things when I'm like, "You know what? That's that's not who I wanna spend my time with, or that's not something I enjoy doing." And, like, "Matt, kids, you all enjoy doing that? Go do that. I'll stay home and sew," or, like, whatever it is. And I have been better at that. So, I'm still working on that balance, Stacey.
I know you are, but you do a
Yeah.
really good job with recognizing it, which is always the first step. I think you now
Mhm.
know how to set your healthy boundaries and you're just like, "Yeah, you guys wanna go do it? Awesome, go." You realize it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be all together all the time, and you can take that alone time to sew and relax and, like, regroup. So I think that's so important. So let's talk about some self-care practices. Do you have any
Mhm.
self-care practices or rituals you recommend when people are juggling holiday obligations with everyday life?
Mm. Yeah, I think honestly, to me, like a big self-care thing I am good at, and I would recommend other people is using my calendar,
Mm,
right? Like even and backward planning for things. So all of these like holiday parties happen this time of year. And with that usually comes like you got to bring a dish or you got to
mhm.
bring a gift or like all of that. So I am good about using my calendar to be like, do I have time to go to the event? Do I have time to make something or do I need to just buy something pre-made or am I gonna say, like, "I'm not participating in a gift exchange," or, like, whatever that is? Um, so I
That's
would
so
say, like,
smart.
calendaring. Yeah,
That is so
calendaring.
smart, and just planning ahead so you're not stuck at the last minute like, "Oh my god, I didn't organize this or that." So that is so incredibly important. What
Mhm,
about basic wellness practices during this time, like sleep, nutrition,
mhm.
movement, without feeling guilty or falling off track? How do you
Yeah,
maintain all of that?
I've gotten better at, because I love holiday food and all of, like, that part of the festivities,
Mhm.
but I've gotten better at really making sure I'm still having, like, what I would consider a balanced meal. So like portion size, I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh," like, okay, Thanksgiving, for instance.
Yes.
Historically, I would just make this huge plate with everything and then be like, that typical, like, uh, sleepy afterward. But the last few years, I've been really good about like, okay, I actually only eat this much turkey. I only eat this much potatoes. I only eat this much, and that's fine. So treating it like a normal meal instead
Yes.
of like a big holiday meal. And then I feel better. I feel better after that. Sleep wise, when I'm on breaks, I sleep in every day. And I'm
Mhm.
at a stage where I'm lucky I can do that because my kids are 12 and 14, and now they sleep really late. I'm a natural late sleeper. Like,
Mhm.
I probably yeah, I can sleep until, like, 9 or 10
Wow.
if nobody opens the blinds or
That's
bugs me.
amazing. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's so smart about treating the meal like an actual dinner as opposed to like a lot of people think, "Oh, it's Thanksgiving week or it's Christmas week." And you're like all of a sudden stacking all of this heavy food, but if you treat it
Mhm.
with balance just like everything else, you're right. You will feel a whole lot better afterwards,
Mhm.
and I think that's a beautiful habit. I do the
And
same exact thing.
yeah, and not to, like I don't want anybody to feel bad if they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is the only time of year I get this food, and I'm gonna eat as
Right.
much of it as I can." Like, that's
Right.
cool. I just noticed that I feel so much better
Mm.
when I have, like, smaller portions, almost treat it like an appetizer plate, like, I can have everything, but it's just, like,
Mhm.
little bits.
Yeah, little tastes.
Yeah.
In my opinion, nothing tastes better than, like, that first bite.
Mm,
So, it's kind of like I try to fill my plate up with veggies because 'cause I'm the same. I have such a sensitive gut, as you know, like, I have to be so careful, and I kind of taste everything instead
mhm,
of allowing more because I know how I'm gonna feel afterwards, and I just choose, like, I wanna feel good after a meal like
mhm.
that. Let's talk a little bit about some small daily habits of self-care. So what do you find
Okay.
most effective for emotional grounding or stress relief during the holidays?
Ooh, um, less is more, a mindset of less
Mm.
is more.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I and that goes with, like, decorating and I'll gonna say, like, gift giving too.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
really coming to a place where I'm like, less is more. Like,
Yes.
it doesn't need to be so extra all the time. Um, we talked about boundaries already, but like daily self-care during the holidays or daily wellness during the holidays.
Like, what grounds you emotionally?
Family, like
Mhm.
remembering the reason for the season. And to me,
Uh-huh.
that's just family togetherness. We're not a religious family, so that component of the holiday season isn't something, but that it's really about being with other people. So I
Mhm.
have like groups of friends that we really only get together during the holiday season and really cherishing that time together.
Mhm.
We have some family friends who we used to do like a big gift exchange with them every
Mm.
year. And then we realized like we're spending time apart from each other to shop for each other when we could use that time to like have dinner together or just hang out at a park with our kids. So, remembering that it's really just about community, right? Togetherness and
Yeah.
seeing people and just being with people.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of cool as our kids get older too, is like starting to shift instead of all these big ticket items to like, and I started talking actually to Hayden about it.
Mhm.
And I was like, Hayden, like, what do you think about like doing experiences during Hanukkah instead of like gifts? And he's like, that
Yeah.
sounds amazing because he right now is craving fun with the family and doing
Yeah.
things. So kind of
Yeah.
shifting the mindset to that. And let's talk about the financial aspect because I think that's a really, really big aspect of the holidays and a huge stressor for so many people.
Mhm.
So, and this is something that every year, so I host a latke party with my cousins every year. So
Mhm.
the family comes over, we make latkes, we eat latkes. We tend to do a gift exchange, but every year the cousins and I were always talking about the gift exchange. Like it changes every single year. And I love that we're able, like, sometimes if it's financially more of a struggle for one, we'll just say, hey, do you mind if we skip this year? Do you mind if we
Mhm.
just focus on the kids? Do you mind if we bring little ornaments and just like whatever it is, it's an open dialogue with
Yeah.
zero pressure, zero guilt. And I think that having that kind of mindset because things do change. And I so agree with you, Kristen, when it comes to gifts. Like, why are we spending so much time away when we can just be
Yeah.
together? And so, what would you say to someone that maybe is kind of struggling with the financial aspect of the holiday season?
I think, and I tell this to my kids, when we feel pressure to do
Hmm.
something for someone else, like, "Oh, we're supposed to get that person a gift or we're supposed to do this," flipping it and being like, "If
Hmm.
they weren't able to give me something, would that upset me? Like,
Hmm.
would I even notice?" Like, so kind of shifting that mindset to, like, realizing people don't care. I think and
Right.
people who really matter don't. It's not a big deal. Um, so, like, if finances are a struggle for gift giving, like, thinking about first of all, there's, like, tons of things you can do to show somebody you're thinking of them and you care about them that don't cost money,
Right.
right? Like, even just a really sweet letter or note. I tell it to my students all the time. I was like, "The best gift you can give your parents for the holidays is a letter or a note." Like, they're gonna cherish that more than anything else. Um
Agreed.
because because it's not about spending money, and if, like I don't know, if you think about that person and you're like, "No, they're gonna care if I don't spend money on them," isn't that kind of a problem?
You would think, and it's so
Yeah.
funny because I really feel uncomfortable sometimes with receiving gifts. I love giving. I love seeing people's face light up sometimes. So I
Yeah.
think that's also something to think about is like, am I gonna
Are
let
you
someone
doing it for
down?
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I do it for
Mhm.
me. And so
Yeah.
I think that that's beautiful. So let's talk about setting healthy boundaries since I think you're so good at that. So holidays often involve family, friends, social events, sometimes that are kind of emotionally charged. So what advice do you have for setting healthy
Mhm.
boundaries or protecting one's mental health during gatherings?
Oh, that's hard. It's hard to explain because, I think I don't know, this is gonna sound weird, like, I don't have any boundaries, like, I don't care. I'm like people it doesn't bother me if people have tension or whatever. I don't know. Like, for
So
instance, we
how
have
do you do that?
how do I not care? I don't know. Because it's not my problem usually. Like, it's their problem. I don't know. It's a hard one. So we're
I You're
hosting
so lucky, but go ahead.
yeah, I was say, like, we're hosting tomorrow. We have both sides of the family coming over. Um, and, like, my mindset and Matt too was like, "Yeah, whoever wants to come, come." So, like, extended family was invited. We invited some friends that we know don't have family in town. Um, we don't care if you don't
Mhm.
RSVP until an hour before or just show up, like, that's fine. So there's a lot of, like, throwing it to the wind, like,
Mm,
whatever
yeah, I
happens,
love that.
happens.
Mhm.
I don't know. So I don't know how the boundaries go with that. Um, yeah, I'm just, like, open to people coming over, to seeing people. I don't
I think
know.
your boundary is flexibility. I think you realize
Yeah.
things don't have to look a certain way, and you kind of just you're setting yourself up for success because of that. So you're not like, "The holidays have to look like this, and if anything changes, it's gonna go right." Like, you're really
No.
kind of relaxed on it.
Because what's gonna be most memorable is the wild, unexpected things that happen, right?
Totally. It's
Um,
yeah.
and I think part of it's, like, growing up, some of the best holidays that we had were at my grandma's house or Uncle
Mhm,
Brian's house, and they lived together most of my lifetime that I
mhm,
remember, so it's the same house,
mhm.
and it was kind of like what I'm trying to create, like, whoever showed up, um, maybe somebody forgot a really important dish to the meal, but it didn't matter, or somebody experimented and it went terrible, or it went amazing and was never recreated, like, I just yeah, I want those unexpected things to unfold if they do, and if they don't, that's fine too, but I don't want it to be just a regular Sunday dinner. I want it to be like, "Wow,
Yeah.
remember, that holiday 2025? That was crazy, that thing that happened."
I
I
love
don't know.
that. I could That's a kind of a really cool tradition that you started in with your family so early on is like expect the unexpected and have a lot of fun with that. I think
Yeah.
that's so neat. So Haven, our good friend, and
Yeah.
Patty, her
Mhm.
mama, I bet you Patty's done this forever and a day, is they do themed Thanksgivings. So
Oh.
every Thanksgiving is a different theme, and they go all out with their themes. And, like, that is their thing, like, they have so much fun with the holiday, and
Mhm.
I think that's so amazing. And let's take a step back because you touched very briefly about inviting friends over that you didn't, that don't have family around, which I think is so
Mhm.
beautiful. So let's talk more about meaningful ways to foster the connection when people are so far away from loved ones or feeling really isolated. What are some
Mhm.
meaningful ways to help foster that connection while still taking care of our own emotional needs?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's hard because I do fall into, like, feeling obligated sometimes about, like, connecting, even if I'm not feeling, like, in a good place to do it.
Mm,
Um, so, yeah, that's tough. What's nice about gatherings is, like, I feel I can build up to the energy for the gathering
mhm.
and prepare for it, and then it's like, show up and we can all connect in person. That's
Yeah.
easier for me than calling people and connecting that way when they're far away. Does that make sense?
No, it totally does. And I actually was thinking about the calling and FaceTiming when, like, the first holiday season of the pandemic, when we weren't
Mhm,
around anyone, we did a lot of like Zoom hangouts.
mhm,
And I remember like calling Haven and Denny, even though they're 3 hours later, like after our Thanksgiving meal, just so we could like connect with them because we were so far away. So
mhm.
if you're not able to host, I think, still calling, checking in with someone, letting them know you're thinking about 'em, whatever is always a totally acceptable.
And you know what I do a lot? Like, if we do have a gathering, for whatever reason, and somebody's missing from that group,
Mhm.
We will often FaceTime or Zoom in and bring them into
Yeah.
the party, the dinner situation or whatever. I love that idea, and, we do that sometimes. We should probably do it more.
Me too.
Yeah,
I totally agree
yeah.
with that. So,
Mhm.
um, how should our listeners approach holiday conversations with people who might be going
Oh.
through grief, loss, or other sensitive emotions during this time? Do you have any
Ho
tips?
Like, you're asking how should they approach it at a holiday gathering?
Yes.
Hmm. I think you gotta ask that person if they wanna talk about it. Like,
Or
maybe
if you
even
know, let's say someone at your gathering is going through a loss, like how would you
Mhm.
approach it's a hard question. But you're
It
right, maybe
is.
asking the person if they do wanna talk about it or
I'm thinking, like, if you're hosting, you do need to think about that and maybe checking in with them before the party, right? Like,
mhm,
before the
mhm,
gathering,
mhm,
and what they're comfortable talking about or not
mm,
talking about, because that could be really tricky. Um, because you're gonna have people in the room in totally different places, right?
right.
Emotionally. So I think finding out and then taking it from there.
I think that's smart to, like, talk
That's
to someone
tough.
beforehand instead
Yeah,
of,
like
like, in the
finding out
moment.
who else knows about what they're going
Right,
through, um, and not making assumptions about that
right.
and knowing who doesn't know, that makes a difference.
I think that's
Yeah.
really smart. So, personally speaking, looking back at past holidays, do you have a
Mhm.
memorable moment when you consciously chose self care, rest, or self compassion over the holiday hustle? And what did you learn from that?
Ooh. So my kids, one in particular, has a large social network with very social moms.
Mm,
And everybody wants to host something. And this is like since kindergarten.
wow.
Everybody wants a special event during the holiday season. So I swear it's like every night there is a get together. Um, so I've started to not go to them all. Like, and just saying, like, hey, I'm really busy. I need a night
Mm,
off. I'm going to drop my kid off just so you know I'm not going to be there and then, pick them up later or arrange for them to
mm,
go with another family. And
mhm.
every single mom has been completely fine with that. Like they
Wow.
understand. Yeah, just like, hey, too much is going on. I'm going to sit this one out. They're like, no problem. Like, we'll catch you the next time. So I think just being honest, like you don't need to make up a lie. You don't need to
I couldn't
ghost
agree with you
anybody.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, especially, I mean, everybody has too much going on. And they're going
Mhm.
to be like, wow, look at that. You can say no and the world's not going to shatter. Like, it's
So
fine.
true. It's probably a lesson for so many others when you do
Yes.
that, when you set that
Yes.
boundary. I love that, Kristen. So
Hmm.
as we approach the end of the year, what mindset or practices do you encourage anyone listening to adopt to close the year on a healthy mental wellness note?
Okay. I think what's sticking with me from having to say all this out loud is like that financial obligation piece. I would say go into 2026 with the idea that time with people is more important than spending money on them. How about that?
Yes.
And that is
Mic
a bigger
drop.
gift. The gift of time is not replaceable.
Amen to that. I love that,
Boom.
Kristen. Boom, I'm like, "We're done now. Let's do a really fun rapid fire round just to
Ooh,
close out, just because I like a rapid fire round." Okay,
okay.
you ready?
Let's go.
Hot cocoa, coffee, or tea?
Coffee.
A snowy day or a cozy night in?
Cozy night in. Like
I love it.
rain and fireplace? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that sounds amazing. What is your favorite go-to, like, chill out song during the holidays?
Ooh, I always love Postmodern Jukebox. Like,
Me
I'll just
too.
put on a playlist from Postmodern Jukebox, and you never know what's gonna come on. Yeah, it's always jazzy and
I
fun. Yeah,
do have that on a lot.
I
That
do.
is so your vibe, and I love it so much. Alright, your quick reset move, would it be taking a walk outside or doing some kind of stretching or yoga?
If it's daytime, it's going on a walk, and I do live close to the beach, so I try to get
Yes.
out where I can see the water. If it's nighttime, it's a bath.
Amazing. I wish I could say the same exact thing about the beach, but I
I know
couldn't.
you love it's water or water, right? And that's
It's
your
water or
philosophy
water,
too.
I'm the same. I
Yeah,
absolutely
it's
love
salt
that.
water.
Yes. Favorite holiday scent? Is it pine, cinnamon, cookies, or something else?
Ooh, probably more toward the pine realm. I don't like and I don't like artificial scents. So,
Right.
like, something really, botanical.
I love that, and actually that made me think of last Christmas, I think I bought a bunch of, like, pine-scented, essential oils that I diffused, which was, like,
Mm,
a really nice because
nice.
we don't have a real tree. On to the next question, real tree or fake tree? What is your holiday tree preference?
I got a fake tree about, mm, maybe 7, 8 years ago, and I'm not going back.
I love it.
It's reusable and sustainable.
It absolutely is, I couldn't agree more. Sweet treat or savory snack this season?
I'm probably sweet treat. Yeah.
And one word to describe a perfect stress-free holiday.
Hmm. I'm gonna say cozy.
Love that.
Cozy.
What is one thing you always do to protect your mental wellness during the holidays?
Time for myself, time alone.
Perfect. Favorite
Mhm.
way to unwind after a busy holiday day?
Sewing.
I love that. Gratitude, reflection, or planning. Which mindset do you lean in towards this end of the year?
Oh, planning,
If you could
planning, looking forward.
teleport for the holidays, mountains,
Mhm.
beach, or home with family and friends, where would you go?
Oh, I think holidays, the mountains.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
Snowball fight or holiday movie marathon?
Movie marathon. I don't like being
Amazing.
cold.
Amazing. And what is just one really small habit you wish everyone could try to stay grounded during this season?
Um, One habit to stay grounded. Just take time for yourself, whether it's, 5 minutes in the morning
Mm,
or a bath at night. Time for
perfect.
yourself gives you time to figure out what's important.
Yes. Amazing,
Mhm.
Kristen. Oh my goodness. I just enjoyed this conversation so much.
Me too, Stacy.
Where can anyone follow you?
Well, if anyone would like to follow my sewing adventures,
I think it's really fun. So tell everyone all about it.
I'm on Instagram and it's Pockets by Kristen, all one word. And basically, it's really just me showing off things that I've sewn. And I think of it as a digital scrapbook for myself to remember what I've created. So,
I love it, and it's so
yeah.
entertaining, and I love seeing everything. It's kind of like I go shopping when I'm like, "Oh, Kristen, I want one of these and one of these." It's just so much fun. Well,
Well, you can put
I
an order in, Stacy.
yes, I'll put it order.
Nobody else. I only sew for myself and Stacy.
Well, I just appreciate you, and I'm so grateful for you and your friendship and your amazing
Hmm.
energy this season and all of the
Thanks,
seasons of
Stace.
my life. I love you so,
Oh,
so
love you too.
much. Thanks for being
Thank you for
here.
having me on, Stacy.
Anytime,
Talk to you
baby.
later.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.